Welcome to Clarity Currents. I'm Danielle Laura, trusted seer and spiritual advisor. Each week, I share grounded energetic transmissions and insights into the week ahead so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and are equipped to create aligned momentum across your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of March 23rd through the 29th, 2026. Let's dive in. When I tune into the overall energetics of the week, I see a vision of a compass spinning really fast at first, then slowly clicking into place and pointing in one clear direction. This is a week of clarity through contrast. The beginning of the week may feel a little bit mentally noisy, maybe emotionally charged, even slightly confrontational. It's kind of as though your inner world is reorganizing itself in real time. So there's a calibration happening between your thoughts, your beliefs, and your direction forward. You may notice tension between what you thought you wanted and what you're now realizing is actually aligned for you. So let this be information, not anything to frustrate you. By midweek, I do feel a softening coming about, kind of this return home to yourself. And by the end of the week, there is a breakthrough energy, like something clicks, lands, and brings the sense of emotional resolution and grounded clarity. The invitation this week is to ask yourself, where am I being asked to grow up, step up, and move forward, even if it feels uncomfortable at first? Business for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see a vision of a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. This is not about starting something brand new. It's about refining, simplifying, and getting honest about what actually works. Early in the week, you may feel scattered or pulled in multiple directions, but this is showing you where your messaging, offers, or focus might be diluted. There's a strong belief here around system upgrades, specifically around your voice and your communication. Ask yourself, where am I complicating things? Where am I hesitating to say what I really mean? Where am I holding back my truth out of fear of how it will be received? Midweek brings a powerful opportunity to anchor into discipline and direction. And this is less about inspiration, and it's more about what am I actually doing that builds my vision? By the end of the week, I see a surge of creative confidence and visibility. But it comes with a choice. Will you continue old patterns, or will you show up in your next level identity? The path of least resistance this week is to simplify, speak clearly, and take grounded, consistent action. Relationships for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see a mirror with cracks in it being replaced with a clear, whole mirror. This is a week of healing distorted reflections in relationships. Early in the week may bring some miscommunication, emotional reactivity, or feeling misunderstood, but pick your battles wisely. Everything doesn't need to be said or solved immediately. Midweek, there's a deep emotional undercurrent asking, where have I been neglecting my own needs in order to maintain connection? There's a strong call to express your needs vulnerably and honestly. Then towards Thursday and into the weekend, I see a wound surfacing around love and belonging. So this might look like old relationship patterns, fear of not being enough, or even questions around whether you're settling or expanding. But this is not here to hurt you. This is actually here to liberate you. You are being asked, are you ready to release the past version of love that you've been holding on to? By the end of the week, there is a potential for powerful emotional breakthrough. A moment of clarity that shifts how you see yourself and what you're available for in relationships moving forward. Health for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see a nervous system that starts off activated, then gradually settles into a regulated, grounded state. The beginning of the week may feel mentally overstimulating or emotionally charged, which can impact your energy levels. So it's important to not override your body this week. Midweek, the energy softens and becomes more nurturing. I see a strong emphasis on rest, emotional safety, and comfort. Ask yourself, what do I need to feel supported in my body right now? And towards the end of the week, there is a release. It's kind of like your body is letting go of stored tension. This is a beautiful time for cleansing practices, gentle movement, and reestablishing supportive routines. The message here is that your body will tell you exactly what it needs, but you must slow down enough to listen. Wealth for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of wealth this week, I see a scale balancing itself after being uneven for a while. There's a recalibration happening around money, value, and self-worth. Early in the week, there may be mental tension around decisions, pricing, or financial direction. But this is leading you into deeper clarity around what you truly value, what you're available to receive, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. Mid to late week, I see an emotional breakthrough connected to money. This could look like letting go of scarcity patterns, releasing undercharging or overgiving, or even making a bold financial decision that aligns with your future, not your past. The energy here is that you cannot create new wealth from an old identity. And by the weekend, I get this sense of empowerment and clarity around your financial path forward. So you definitely have that to look forward to. And I would encourage you to set intentions around that. Spirituality for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I see a sword cutting through fog, and it's the sword of truth. There's a strong theme of illusion dissolving and truth being revealed. At the beginning of the week, things may feel unclear or emotionally charged, but this is part of the clearing. By midweek, there is a return to deep intuitive connection. Your inner voice becomes louder, clearer, and more direct. So trust what you feel, even if it doesn't logically make sense yet. And toward the end of the week, I see a powerful moment of spiritual awakening and release. Something clicks, something is understood on a soul level. And there's this sense of peace that follows that. So the invitation is to let truth guide you. And legacy for the week of March 23rd. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see a vision of a woman standing at the edge of a shoreline, holding a stack of old letters in her hands. And one by one, she gently releases them into the water, watching them as the tide carries them away. Then she turns and walks back to the sand and begins building something new with her bare hands. This is all a week of intentional release and conscious rebuilding. There's a recognition here that parts of your past, whether that be old identities, outdated dreams, timelines that you once thought were the one, no longer belong to the future that you're stepping into. And instead of forcing them to fit, you're being asked to honor them and let them go. This is refinement. This is you choosing what is still true for me now. What am I ready to stop carrying? And what do I desire to build moving forward from this version of me? There's also a strong message around ownership. No more waiting, no more cycling, no more almost anything. This is about claiming your path with quiet certainty. And by the end of the week, I sense this level of peace and grounded clarity, kind of like your feet are firmly planted in that sand and you know exactly where you're going next, even if you don't have every detail mapped out yet. The message here is that you are allowed to outgrow timelines that you once prayed for. And in doing so, you make space for the legacy that's truly here for you. There you have it, Hot Soul, your intuitive forecast for the week. Wishing you a week of divine clarity, emotional breakthroughs, and aligned forward momentum. Until next week.